I welcome you all. My name is Raj Barge. I'm co-founder director of Raj Computer Education. The purpose of this channel is to provide jobs to the students in field of IT. Those who are interested in core IT business, those all students are invited here. We train peoples, we give them live projects, we expose them to the practical customers, online websites, and training material with industrial background. Today's topic is like we'll be understanding exactly how JavaScript event works. So this is a continuation of last seven chapter, 7 day. So what is today's point? The today's point is that we'll be learning, understanding like what are styles, how are styles used in this JavaScript, and what is submit event. Basically, the submit event is very important for validation, and is indicated here. Fine. And second, this we can combine styles and JavaScript together. So how that can be done? Let's check it out. Fine. The first part, what we are learning is if you want to implement style to anything, we should have similar kind of syntax. What is that? It's document dot get element by ID, the name of the ID that is element, then dot style and what style you are going to perform. So we are going to see a small example here. So what is that example now? So this is right now small program here. When I click on this, it shows me H1 tag. When I click on this H1 tag, it hides that thing. When I say show, it shows that thing. So how this is done? Basically, this is done with the help of H1 tags. So let's understand what the code and logic is behind. See what happens. Basically I would use this is my H1 tag, this is my second H1 tag. So all the H1 both the H1 tags are having small difference here. The second H1 tag is having an ID and that is called as demo. Fine. Then on click button, see this is the button, this is the button element. So on this button element, fine, I have written a code. When I click on the button element, the control which is having ID as demo, fine. That style which is having display as property should be none. So when you say display none, fine. That is what it hides the thing. Let's check it out. And second thing, in when I click on show button, it displays me in the block form. And see, this is the first command I'm using. And second command is starting with, because this is CSS, so it is separated by what, semicolon. The second command is starting here, fine. And again it is saying document dot get element by style and color is red. So that means what, we can specify two commands also by just specifying semicolon. So when I refresh this and execute this, it shows me a text. When I say hide, it hides me the text. When I show, it shows me the data with red color. Fine. We'll be going for second example. And what is the second example? That second example is talking about source. Now, can we change source of your image at runtime? Can be this done? Yes, this can be done. And to do this, we'll be having document.get element by ID, the image name and source, and you can change the source path here, or you can change the image. What that means? See, I'm having a small example here. That is image attribute change. I click on this, I open this. I'm seeing this bulb. Fine. Basically, actually, when I click on this on, it shows me that bulb that is glowing with yellow color. When I say off, it is normal. So how this glow comes? Basically, this is not one thing. This is not one image. Basically, those are two images. So I go into my picture. So I've created a picture folder here. I created two pictures here first. This is my first picture. I would like to open this on button first into paintbrush. So I open it, edit it, and open it into paintbrush. This is my second. So again I open it into paintbrush, edit it and open it. So this is my first picture, and this is my second picture. In second picture, just to show the glow effect, fine, just to show and glow effect. What I did small part. It means what, I have used this glow kind of area and change the color of this to yellow. fine, and save this. So what is the logic behind? The logic is very simple. When you execute this, you see the first one. When you click on this on button, this image is replaced by second image, fine. And when I say off, it is again replaced by first image. Clear? So how this is done? This is done by very simple thing, by simple code here. There is only one line, one statement of the code here. See what I did? First, I shown some message here, or I can just say here, it's an image attribute. The attribute is called as what? Source. So see, this is bulb on.jpg and this is bulb off.jpg. If you come here and see the file names, see the file name is bulb on dot bulb off dot jpg. File type is jpg. The second one is bulb on dot jpg. Then if you refresh this and if you refresh this and again you blow it on and off, it works. Got it? So how that is done? It's very simple. There's a one more event. Basically it is done on the click event. So when I click on this, I change my source path to on button or I change my source path to off button. Even the same thing can be done with the next event, and that is over. That means when my mouse is over the image and it is out the image, I'm writing same commands. I'm just saying same. It is document.get element by image2 dot source and bulb on.jpg and this is off.jpg for out. These are two different statements. So what happens if I go here in second case, if I go on this button, it changes the color. I'm out, it's out. See, that means what? The same event can be called on click event also and can be called on mouse over also. That is mouse in and mouse out. And technically those events are called as what? In and out. So this is the event syntax. Mouse on, mouse over, and on, mouse out. I would like to add this. So these are two examples. You just try this too. And today's next topic is we would like to go for validations. So what is validation again? Fine. Basically, validations are written fine on form load event. Fine. That means what? See, this is my body. So there is no validation done on the body. I come to second part. I come on form. See, this is my form tag. Please note it down. This is my form tag. This is my form tag. This is the beginning of the font, and this is my end of the font. This form has name property. So it has name property. It has method. It has action. This is very important, which is the key part here. Fine. So what is it? It's on submit. That means when I submit, I call a function that is called as validation. Very important. This is the first time I'm using a statement return in my call. See, just try to remember it. For first time, I'm entering return statement in my call. That means this is my function. This function is indicated by return statement. Why it is very important? See, because when I call a function and that returns me value, it always returns me true or false. So this is my validation function. Fine. I'm passing a text box to this. This is my text box. I think this is my text box. That is txt name. Fine. Clear? I'm passing that txt name here. Fine. That is again access synonym with t1 variable. Fine. In t1 I check the value of t1 if it is null or if it is less than 0, it is not more than 0, it is less than 0, then show me the message that is value is missing and return me true. बराबर है? Fine. Then there is a command which is called as focus. Focus is what? I position my cursor back there and I return false. So when I return false, okay, my execution stops. My page is not submitted. It's very important. So let's check it out this example. So I'll be calling this as an event. So basically, I would like to go to my lecture folder then. This is my lecture folder, which is JavaScript. In this, we'll be writing a small example again. Event 6. Now this event is for what? Validation. I open this and just debug it. I would like to replace this. See how I would like to replace the code. Just copying, doing copy paste of the code. The code is written here. Just try to analyze again. This is my text. This is my form. Fine. This form is having submit event here. This submit event is calling validation name method. The name of this method is validation. I can give any name to this method. Fine. Once this is validation, it will say call by submit event. That means what? Before executing of this, fine. If I want to just test it on is if this is working or not. So what should I do? I'm saving this and executing this. So I drag and drop this validation into my program. So it is saying yes, the form load is event. That is load ho gaya, that is form is loaded. The text is here. When I click on this submit button, what happens? It submits. It says yes, page is submitted, validation is activated. If I click on OK, I go to next page. Say I go to something called as page ABC, which is not present there. But when I click on submit button, I go to next page. So where it is indicated, this ABC is indicated here. Now, in case of validation, what should happen? When things are not working properly, it should not move to the page. In that case, we return false. And to indicate we are returning false, and that is going to have return value, you have to use this return statement. And this is very important. So if things are working very fine, I'll be returning true. If things are not working fine, I'll be returning false and position my cursor there. So if I refresh the code again, so form is loaded now. Oh, this is not the program. I have to come back. Form is loaded here. I refresh this. I'm not entering anything. I'm just clicking on submit button. See, it is showing form load validation is started. That is the first statement. This is the first statement in the code. This is the statement. This is the other statement. And when I execute this other statement, it goes to next part. I click on OK. It goes to second part. My cursor is back here, and it has a return false value. And what are those statements? These are two statements. My cursor is back into text one. What is text one? Text one is the parameter I'm passing. And what parameter I'm passing? I'm passing this parameter as was txt name. So what is txt name? It's a text box. So I'm back to that parameter. But if I enter anything, if I enter my name, so for example, Raj Computers, fine, and click on submit button, it is having data, and so it submits the data, and it goes to another page. Fine. I think the message which we have written is something wrong here. So I should not say value missing. I have to say if it is not C, I'm saying this is not null, and if length is more than 0, then it is saying got the value. Got the value. I have to say got the value. Fine. Save. I'm back here again. Okay. And I refresh this. I write something again. It's Raj Computers and submit it. So this is again first statements, and again it is coming got the value and it's okay fine. It submits the page. So this is very important in case of validation. This is the basic and first step of doing validation. Next time, what I expect from you people, I expect some basic things from you people. You try to do validation for numeric, you try to do validation for emails, you try to do validation for phones, and this is your homework. Fine. So this is all, friends. Thank you.